In this movie we'll show you how we use the typed input window within PartMaster CAD. So I've started the CAD system, so what we're going to use is this typed input window at the bottom here. This area here is where we type in the coordinates. This button here switches between incremental, which is the default mode, into absolute mode. When you press that, you see a big red propeller which tells you that you're working in absolute rather than incremental mode, and if you press it again then that can be switched off. The datum origin icon will return the datum point to the original position, which on a blank drawing is always the center of the drawing. This button here switches from XY input into ZX input if you're working on a lathe. So we'll show you how this works in practice. I'll draw some circles. So if I choose circle, and a normal circle just needs the center point, check the properties and set the radius or the diameter to whatever I want. So normally we would create the circle using the snap modes, near, perpendicular, grid, etc. But if you want to enter the exact coordinates, then we use the typed input window here. So the format is that you have to give it the address letters X and Y. So if I want the circle to be at X 20 and Y 20, I don't need to separate the fields with anything, and if I'm working with whole numbers I don't need a decimal point. So I type in the coordinates and then I press enter. So that's given me a circle X20, Y20. You'll notice that the red dot, which is the current drawing marker, has moved from the center of the drawing, which was the original datum, to the center of the circle. So that is now where the position where the dimensions will be taken from as I'm using the typed input window. So if I now just put in a circle X50, so that will be incrementally from where the current marker is, and the marker moves so that that's now the new marker datum position. If I want to work in incremental mode or absolute, then I press this button here. The default is incremental. If I want to switch to absolute, then I press that and it shows me a big red propeller, so that's the position where the absolute coordinates will be taken from. So if I need a circle now X20, Y20 in absolute coordinates from there, then I move the circle into that position. Now you notice that the datum marker has stayed where it is, but the current drawing marker has moved. So I'm working in absolute coordinates from where that big red propeller is. So if I want a circle to be X minus 40, Y 20, so I have to enter both coordinates. So that's now created a circle which is 40 in X, minus 40 in X and 20 in Y from the current datum position, which is by that red propeller. But if I want to switch back into incremental mode, I just switch that off, and now the coordinates will be taken from the drawing marker, which is shown via the red dot. So if I just type in X50, X minus 50, then that's where the circle is drawn from. Okay, so let's just undo that. So the datum point is now returned back to the origin. If you get any blue circles like this or any blue tracer lines left at any time when you're working in typed input, then just press the redraw button. Another method of using the typed input would be to create a box. So if we create a box, then the help at the bottom says left click to indicate the first corner. So I'm not going to left click, but I'm going to use the coordinates. So the coordinates will be taken, the first one incrementally from where the datum is. So if I say X minus 50, Y minus 20, so that positions the bottom left hand corner of the box, and you notice how the drawing marker has moved with me, so my coordinates now will be incremental from there. So if I want a box X100, Y40, then that's what I choose. So that's just given you a brief introduction into how to use the typed input. In later videos then we'll show you how we can draw lines and how we can use other aspects of that.